Would you like to talk a little bit more about that? How has your journey been from someone who was already so engaged in meditation to someone who's now experiencing a different level of peace because they've transformed the way they internally communicate?
Yeah, definitely, Afraid. See, I have been in this meditation for the past almost 5, 6 years. I have been doing this, but not regular. But I started continuously practicing this deeper meditation since last 1 year. And fortunately, I got an opportunity to get into mentor like Gurleen ma'am, wherein like the main issue of communication skills, which I wanted to improve upon. And she gave me the insight of communication. Basically, what exactly the communication intelligence is. Like earlier, we used to think the communication intelligence is like go and speak up and how best you can talk. But after attending the Gulin's ma'am live sessions, I really understood what is the meaning of the communication intelligence. It is not that what we show from external, it is the internal, the expression what we have or what we feel inside that is going to reflect in the external communication. Earlier, I used to partially listen to people or with the family also. But after attending the ma'am's class, I started consciously making myself attentive and listening to the person whom I am talking. And it gave me a lot of change. I can realize that. I can understand him, the person, very deeply, and I can decide much better than what I used to decide earlier. Very calm and composed, wherein the approach for my team has enhanced. And secondly, the productivity has gone up. That I could see many things. I am becoming more composed and systematic, and the steps what ma'am has taught.
How has communication intelligence helped you enhance your productivity? People really don't expect that out of a course that's talking about communication intelligence.
Yeah, what I feel is like the clarity has come up in the sense basically earlier, whatever subject which comes to me, I used to read many times, and now it is not the case. Just I glance at the subject or whatever the proposals or any paper comes to me in one go, that I am able to understand and clear the things which I wanted this in my communication, which was one of my area of concern, which I could able to achieve in a very short period of time, maybe like being attentive and focusing on the thing without diverting my mind. And maybe one thing is like I'm keeping myself cool and calm. Definitely, I think these things have made a difference wherein I can see the productivity. What is required from me?
You're a self-made man. I'm very curious to understand, you overcame a lot of judgment, you overcame a lot of criticism to be where you're here, where you are today. You're in a position of a lot of respect. Your colleagues, your superiors, the people that you work with see you very differently. So how has the journey been from there to over here?
Yeah, to start with, from my childhood, like I have born in a small village and a moderate, reasonable family. But only my family, I am the only educated person. Even my father, brothers, everybody are doing their business. Somehow I got urge to learn from the childhood itself. And I stood first in the class till 10th. And then afterwards, I joined somewhere in the urban area. There, I started feeling like the struggle started for me. Like I have studied in local language, and then when you come to the urban, there the medium is entirely different to cope up with that. It was a very hard shift for me. The struggles were like even for getting job. The communication was the hurdle for me.
How has the perception of the people around you changed after becoming intelligent in your communication after these last 12 weeks? How have people started looking at you differently, your family members, your superiors, your colleagues?
Yeah, with regard to the family members, I start with the family. I was really an aggressive person, and I used to get angry. And 2-3 things I want to touch upon. One is I become very calm and composed, and myself keeping me happy when I am at home. This has come to me only the reason is that Matt told me while speaking Like when someone are talking to you, have to give utmost importance for the person whom you are talking. And when you say you feel at their shoes, like when you are there and if somebody are ignoring you, how you will feel? Very often I used to ignore when my wife was talking, because always my mind was wandering on the work and I used to think a lot. That day I made it a point and I started implementing that not to do list. I picked up few things where I need to improve upon. One is like I should listen to the person and I should respect them. Then whenever they are speaking, I am totally 100% with them. Maybe if it is a half an hour or 1 hour, I am trying to place myself there. I am trying to understand. I am trying to connect from the bottom of my heart. Where that connection has improved, and I could see two changes. One is in a family, my wife is very happy. That is the utmost thing which I have achieved. And I can see that feeling from in her eyes. Second, my children, they have become more approachable. I am a very friendly kind of a person, but many times they used to see me stressed or like I am engaged in the work, so they were not disturbing me. But I have made it a point, at least 1 hour I'll spend with them in whatever the manner it is. So I engage myself. And third thing, like ma'am told me, you just ask from the universe, it will give like abundance. There is a lot of things in the universe where you will get everything what you want. Even in terms of, I told one-on-one meeting with Gurleen ma'am also, that earlier to spend something I used to think. But I stopped doing that. Even my family, kids, if they want to go out or anything, I'm not stopping them. But fortunately, God is there and it is doubling whatever I'm spending.
You're sitting in a very senior position. You're a corporate professional. You've been in the industry for, I think you said 27 years. Having been in the program now, and now that you look back, I think you would realize that other corporate professionals, they make very common mistakes that are very unnecessary. What are some of those mistakes that people end up making in communication intelligence that they don't really need to?
I found like some people who are sitting in a leadership position, people expect if I shout or if I press or if I just like being serious, things will happen. And I used to be like that. Frankly speaking, I was a very tough man in my task. And the change which I have seen since last 1 year is things will happen at his pace. And at the same time, like whatever work has to be done, it will take the time what is supposed to take. So whether you press upon or you making him, it will worsen your relation. Secondly, it will make him make it mentally, he will become ill. He may not give the way he is supposed to. Today, what I found is like I am understanding myself, putting in their position. And if it is really important and if it needs and it has to be done, then I will definitely request them that I will emphasize and tell them that this is very important and you need to do this. Maybe like with this also I picked up from Gurleen ma'am only. I have decided that I need this, say maybe by tomorrow morning. But I'll ask them that today when you will give. Say will say, sir, I'll complete by 5 o'clock. Okay, don't worry, but at least even by 6 o'clock you complete and give it to me. One thing what I did is I am giving some cushion for him. At the same time, I am emphasizing him that he should do it in that time. And I am taking that task done prior. If I am supposed to hand over, I am supposed to give this solution by tomorrow morning, I am getting this by today itself, without hurting the person.
I'm not surprised that you've gone through so many trainings over the last few years. You would have met a lot of trainers over the last few years. What is something that distinguishes Gurleen ma'am as a coach, as your mentor through this training?
I can feel from the ma'am's expression, and when she sees somebody are interested to learn, and if they are putting their efforts and they are really in need of that, she goes out of the way to help and to make them best what it is possible, which I felt openly from her. And she's such a soul where, like, her motto to make this society to understand what is the communication intelligence. See, make it more than a profession. I found this is affecting a personal life. It is helping a lot in the personal life. What I felt is that earlier when I joined this course, it was purely on professional ground. I wanted to give, I wanted to communicate better. I wanted to be a good presenter, and I wanted to come out of the fear of communication or fear of failure, all those things. But when I started listening all the videos which ma'am has uploaded in the course, there's a lot of things which connects, and ultimately the emotional connect is very, very important, where we are missing in this current generation. I am getting transformed, my entire family get transformed, and the people around me also get transformed.
So what would you like to say about the different elements that made this training what it is?
Yeah, see, to start with, I can say different elements in the sense, start with not to do list. It has many things, like you also explained in your TEDx talk. Everyone will tell you how you are supposed to be, what you are supposed to do, but no one tell you what not to do. That's where this not to do list has covered in 10 points the perception of what you are supposed to inculcate in yourself to be a better person. And like that is not to do list. There are Kaizen, decluttering, many things which will make your communication clear and crisp. And then observation skills, how you are supposed to observe. Some examples even the community has given. If I remember, I think Rekha had given one beautiful example when, like, she was just moving, then some small boy was swimming in the swimming pool, and then she could observe, and she started getting a different perspective out of it, and listen beyond what you speak, or like think beyond what you are seeing. Like, we have to think beyond and understand what is there in that. And then power of 3 bullets in communication, like externally, for talking whatever I am talking, first we have to improve upon in the internal listening skills, like to become a good communicator or external communication to improve upon. It depends on the internal communication, how you frame up your thinking, perception, all those things.
Is communication intelligence something that every corporate professional needs?
Definitely, not only every corporate professional. I say each and every individual. As a member, he needs this communication intelligence.
And why would you say that?
I just briefed about this already, that this communication intelligence, what I felt and what I understood is, like, it is not the communication what you speak about, or how well you can speak, or how well you can talk, but it gives a lot of insights about the connection, basically the emotional connect. That is why I am telling that every individual should get into this communication intelligence, and really he should understand what is required and how we can, like, when he is communicating, the words what he is using, how it impacts, and how you should receive. Like, if somebody are shouting at you or somebody is commenting on it, you are not supposed to react. See, these are the things which have been taught in this program. For outsiders, it looks like a communication intelligence is nothing, but what I felt when I joined this course, it is like I want to stand in front of the team and how I should speak up, and then how my body posture should be there, how my facial expression should be there, all those things. Apart from that, there is a lot of things into this. That's what I felt, and I feel that each and every person should undergo this communication intelligence once in a lifetime. I will try my level best to keep her always in my heart, and I will not let her go down with regard to the communication. Today I am able to speak at least this much for this file. I never expected, and that is because of ma'am. The way she supported me, the way she made me to come out and speak. And one thing in this program is, like you have told, it is 12 weeks program. It is not 12 weeks program. It is like the entire 3 months we are totally on this, because you engage us in such a way that you push us in so many assignments and every like live sessions. Every session makes me to work on it, and it requires a lot of time and commitment for us to work upon. And we can say it is not only the 12 sessions or like video lessons or even live sessions which we have attended, and it is much more than that. And I'm truly inspired, and I can say it is worth 10 times what we have paid for.